okay? That is the question that we ask each week on The Reset. I'm Anthony Bailey.
And I'm Rici Bell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us again, folks.
We are back for another week. And obviously, if you've been with us the last couple of weeks, you know we're all about wellness here. We really want to dive into making sure that people are okay.
Right. And today we get to tackle this conversation from a unique angle. We're talking about the role of music in one's emotional and mental health. And there is no better person to talk about this topic than somebody who needs no introduction, folks. You all know him. He grew up in the music world. He has worked with everybody from Jamie Foxx to Monica to Corrupt. We're just going to let him share the rest of his story because it's so amazing, because he's so amazing.
Big time.
Can y'all help us welcome the one, the only, Marques Anthony.
Hey.
Marques.
Stop. That changed my life in the 8th grade. I couldn't walk down no hallway of school because everybody was Boomerang did it.
Yeah.
Marques.
What a great movie. That's like a whole other segment right there.
Yeah,
I was a huge fan of that, by the way.
Me too.
That's a different story.
Me too. No, but hey, guys, thank you first of all for the invite.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on everything that you guys are doing. This is great, man.
Absolutely.
The city needs it. We need it.
Yeah,
we
it's
appreciate
good stuff we get to do here.
Yeah, we get the chance to help folks and really dive into things that we are all from a certain community, and we kind of know in those communities sometimes you don't have those topics and things like that really come up. So we're fortunate to get a chance to shine a light on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So today's conversation, I mean, of course we want to educate, we want to inspire, we want to entertain, but we want to start off by just you sharing your story. Who is Marques Anthony? What role has music played in your life? Tell us about yourself.
So Marques Anthony is a kid who grew up in church here in Fresno. My mom, I would say, probably is my biggest musical influence.
Yeah, shout out to Marsha Jones.
Yeah, shout out to Marsha Jones, man. She's had me in church literally my whole life. Like I grew up playing the drums. Shout out to Ray Moore, David Mangum.
So
you
went from drums to keys, right? Yeah.
Drums to keyboard. Never had a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
All just, ears, trained by ear.
When you got it, you got it,
yeah,
okay?
Tell me about it.
They throw you in the fire. And I tell people now, I didn't realize like how good of a training it is to have a gospel training.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn on the spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You learn, like you go to choir rehearsal and you sing it Sunday. You know what I mean? So it's like having that training really prepared me for what I do now. Because now a lot of times we don't get rehearsals. They just sing you music and it's like, cool, got to learn it.
Yeah, and so real quick, speaking of that, do you think that that's something that's missing in today's artistry? Like when you look at the music scene, that on the spot is that kind of missing today?
Yeah, and it's because people don't really have the depth. I would say anymore. Like a lot of it is it's all technical. So it's a little easier to do things when it comes to musicians. They can pretty much watch YouTube now and learn how to play in 2 months. You know what I mean? So you don't really get that real experience that we all grew up, having to sit, watch, and wait to play the drums because it was a long line of people and you really wasn't good enough or stuff like that. So I just think it's different now because everything is so accessible. So it's easier for people to be like, oh, I want to do this, and just go do it.
Okay, but for those of us who are in the audience, like paying money to be entertained, when we see this, we feel the lack of authenticity.
That's even with artists. Yeah. So like when you see some of these artists come out, and they come out fast, and you're like, oh, I like their song. But then you go watch it perform, and
there's no depth, there's no preparation,
there's
connection,
there's no stage presence ain't there, and it's like, it used to be a thing called artist development.
Right.
They don't do that no more. So now what they do is they put the money behind the song and just throw you out there. So when people come see you, they like, what is this? Like,
right.
I like your song, but I don't like.
Right, because if we are struggling mentally or emotionally, going through a hard time, we want to be able to connect with the lyrics, connect with the melody, but also connect with the artist because what the artist is presenting is authentic and true, and they've actually been through what they're singing about. And sometimes I leave empty-handed because I feel like you're a fraud.
Right.
You're singing your song. Your song is nice. Your vocals are on point. But there was no emotion behind anything you just did, and so now I'm going home broke and broke in.
Broke and broken.
Hello.
And missing.
Hello.
Because you didn't get what you came for.
Hello.
Right.
So tell us about that. What role does music have on one's emotional and mental health?
I think it's probably one of the most powerful elements we have because it can shift you in any moment.
Okay.
If you're happy, you know what you're listening to. If you're in an emotional, like sad place, you'll listen to certain music.
Right.
If you want to pull yourself out of that, you'll listen to certain music.
Right.
So music has always shifted one's energy from day one. Like, and even most people, producers, they focus on certain BPMs because it sets to your heart rate.
Okay, what is BPM? I know what BPM is because I'm from, I have a music background.
Beats per measure. So that's the tempo of the beat. So when you hear the beat, whatever it's set at, but they make these beats at certain tempos because it naturally grabs your heart. And people don't even know that. So
it's like music manipulation.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can sit and listen to a beat, and some beats you just be like, okay. But some beats come on, and you naturally doing this for no reason.
Right. This is like what you're doing at the gym. People are working out. They like to work out to certain songs and whatnot. That's
exactly.
Or if you're you're an athlete, there's a certain playlist that you have
definitely
towards a certain opponent. Like, oh, they beat us last year.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna let them let that happen again. So boom, boom, boom. You know.
Yeah.
Wow, musical manipulation.
For sure, and that's a real thing. Wow. That's a real thing.
Talk to us a little bit about kind of stay in that same vein with us because on the healing side of things, we really do spend a lot of time talking about self-reflection and really figuring out what's going on internally within you.
Right.
Talk to us about how the music has an impact on you and even in the songwriting process and things of that nature.
I think for me, songwriting obviously is an expression because now it allows me to tell a story, whether it be my story or whether it be something I saw you go through, but I give my interpretation.
Just tell it right.
Right.
Tell it right. Don't talk about it. Tell it right.
Right. You know what I mean? But the emotional aspect of it, I think, is the strongest connection. Like, so some of your favorite songs is when the person, like you said, you can hear the emotional connection where you be like, okay, cool. Yeah. Not only did the lyric give me, but it was you.
Right.
It was the person. Because you can hear in recordings, you can hear when people are emotionally connected to something.
This reminds me of the whole Becky with the good hair thing with Beyonce a couple of years ago. People heard the song and they made that connection, and it was like not a visceral reaction, but people were really moved by songs like that.
Absolutely. And it's then too when you write a song that's relatable for so many people, that's when you get those, the number ones, and you have the effects to where it's rare now you get timeless music. Because most music nowadays is hot, call it microwave music. Put it in the microwave, it's hot for a quick second, y'all love it for a year, and then 2 years from now, y'all don't play none of the songs you played 2 years ago.
Right.
Which is not how we grew up, because the way we grew up, our parents played songs that they grew up listening to. And then we fell in love with it. And then, your kid, but it's like now, everything is just like this. It's all process. It's nothing really sticks.
Well,
anymore.
and there was even research done, and I don't quote me on this. I don't know who said it and who did the research, but they evaluated today's music and found that like 70% of today's music was already cataloged. In other words, it had already been created by a different artist years ago and just repackaged. And so what do we say about that 30%? Like, where is there's the creativity in the 30%, but the 70%, they're just recycling old things.
It goes back to what we said. These artists, they don't have that substance. So you got to think like, and it's another thing too, it's also a business. So with the business side, the people who own the masters, they pay themselves twice.
So you gotta break that down.
So what's the master for the folks at home?
So the master is when a song is originally done, like whoever did it first. Right, so so Jamaica Funk, right? I thought it was a whole nother person, but it's somebody named Tom Brown. And I had to look it up to see that was the original, but it's been made about 3-4 times over.
Okay.
So like the master is the original song of when it was done. Right. So whoever owns that, I can have you do it this year. And I can have somebody do it 5 years from now, and as long as y'all keep doing it, that master continues to circle itself financially. So what the people do who own these masters is they give them to the newer artists and just make them continue to sing the song, so it allows the revenue to continue. Right. It don't ever stop.
And it's cheaper because they don't have to buy it. They don't have to write the songs.
No.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Yeah, cheaper process.
It eliminates it out. So that's why when you get into the music business, a lot of the time they bring you songs as an artist. And you know that, like, when you get to, like, they'll bring you an album and be like, cool, cut this.
Right. Just go ahead and record it.
It's
already done for you.
It's done for you.
Because I've done reference tracks for people before that I cannot name.
Right. But they have you do the reference track and they might slide you a little check.
Right.
But that's just like a one-off.
Right,
Thank you for your services type of situation.
Right, and now we present this to the artist and have them sing it.
Absolutely.
But what's missing in that process for me, and I'm gonna keep bringing us back to the emotional and mental health piece of this. What's missing in that is the connection. Yeah. How do we create a space for these artists to really go through what they're going through and express themselves through the writing process? How do you do it? Life is terrible, you write about it. Life is wonderful, you write about it. Tell us about that process.
I think in my space, I have a little bit more control over what I'm doing.
Okay.
But most artists, when you start, somebody's like, we're going to do this, or we're going to do this, or I need you to talk about this. And then they talk about it in a manner the way, it could even be personal for you, but their goal is, okay, how are we going to, the business is what they focused on. So it kind of takes the element of an emotional connection to music out of it because it becomes business. Yeah. If that makes sense. So it's not like if you think about it, most people's first albums be cool, but it be that third one where you be like, oh, I'm stuck. Right. Or you be like, where this been? But you really couldn't get that off in the beginning because it was all a strategic plan of what we needed you to do business-wise before we allow you. Like, look at Usher.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was his first album? My Way? And then he did 8701. Then Confessions.
Yeah. Confessions was wild.
Still.
And I sure did spend money to see him in St. Louis last year.
You're not the only one. I took my wife to New Year's Eve a couple years ago.
It was amazing.
But it's
a good show.
It's a part of that process. So now it's kind of hard because, one, it's not as many people who sing as much anymore.
Right.
And then now everything is so hip-hop driven, and it's not that they're not good, but everybody sound the same. So it's like people pull away from that. Just like the NBA. Their views have gone down because everybody just do the same thing. Y'all shoot three. It's boring.
Same. Yeah.
So music is in the same like space almost. And it's kind of like people were like, whatever.
It's the same melody, same lyrics, same theme, but just a different face now.
It's no more originality to it at all. Like you say, so people lose the emotional connection because there is no emotional connection.
Yeah.
It's just a song that's out.
Yeah.
So
okay. Help us.
Yeah.
The Usher thing kind of brought something to mind for me because we did when he was in the residency, we were there when he closed out his residency
in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, he had New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and what an amazing show it was. As an artist, talk to us a little bit about the connection because we watch it and maybe it doesn't register for us. But what is it about what you guys do on the stage that really connects in with us, really ties into us to make us enjoy? I'm a live music fanatic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Same.
Me too. And
I'll take that over a track any day.
Any day.
Yeah. And I think because we come from the realm of live music being church, right?
Yeah.
So we're used to seeing the best singers.
Right.
We're used to singing the best musicians right in front of your face. Right. So when we go to a concert, we're used to diving into that impact. That's why you talk about emotional connection.
Right.
So like for me, when we perform, that's like the icing on the cake. Like the writing the song is cool. That's the business part. Doing that is cool. But when we get to get in front of people, and now I can share in the interaction of what it is when we, when whoever wrote it, whatever I was going through, then you can see it on people's faces.
Right. And we in the front row crying.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part where that's where you get your trophy. When you get in front of people and you can see, especially artists who can connect. Yeah. That's their favorite part. Yeah. You got to get in front of people because now you feel it, now you see it, whether it's good or bad. Because sometimes you get that bad response too, where it's like you thought something was it and then you perform it and you be like, okay, maybe they don't really.
So do you test things out? And Rici, you can answer this. For those of you at home that don't know, obviously Rici has spent some years performing as well.
Just about two. Just about 2 or 3.
Yeah, right. Sure has.
Just about 2 or 3.
How does this affect you all when you guys are performing and something doesn't hit the right way like you thought it was? How does that affect your process? Do you go back in and go, let me retool this or change this?
Yeah. Well, for me, when something doesn't hit, it's an immediate reminder that I still have work to do. I have not arrived. I still have work to do. It humbles you like nothing else can. Yeah. And you go back to the drawing board and you start over. When something does hit, like Marcus said, that is the trophy. That is the prize. That is the, oh my goodness, this feels amazing. And it helps me remember my why. Yeah. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
And the difference too is when you're an independent artist, you're getting real reactions.
Right.
Right? Because if Beyonce come in here and push play, y'all going to just say, I love it. Because it's Beyonce.
Right.
But when you come to somebody who really does this, that's just an artist that's either building themselves or somebody who you kind of getting to know, you're going to get a real reaction because they'll be like,
Right.
Or they'll be like, no, I really like this song. And they really like the song. It's not based upon my name and fame.
Right.
It's based upon the reality of this song is actually a good song and I like the song.
Right,
Not to dig too deep into the name and fame, but so I got back here about a decade ago, and I'll never forget, I started CBS47 on the morning show, and maybe about a month or so, it was even before I got here, right after, I see this newspaper article. Local resident coming back to perform with Jamie Foxx at Selland Arena, I think it was. I'm not sure Save More Center was open back then.
No, it wasn't.
Yet. So fill the folks in at home. So you say local singers and new singers, but you're not just a guy from the neighborhood
who
grew up in Fresno who's singing and trying to do demos out of his back seat of his car or his trunk and whatnot. Fill folks in on what the real reaction, real touch has been for you kind of in the industry.
Right.
Well, I mean, just the start of it was I got my star singing background, Jamie Foxx. So I was here in Fresno, literally about to get a tattoo. And my godfather, Marques was his manager at the time. He called me because he thought I was in L.A. He was like, yo, I need you to be at rehearsal in like 4 hours. I'm like, well, I'm in Fresno. He was like, I need you to be at rehearsal in 4 hours. Right. And he hung up on me. So, you know, in L.A., they have a place called Center Staging, which is in Burbank. Oh, okay. That's where all the main artists rehearse before they either go on tour or they do a TV show performance. So this is like, if you go on that lot, you're going to see everybody. So this was my first time going. So I get there, and I'm thinking I'm going to play.
Didn't get the tattoo?
No, I left.
Okay.
I got it. I got it.
You got it later. Okay, got it later. Okay.
But
Don't leave the folks hanging with the tattoo.
Sorry.
What tattoo were you about to get? I'm kind of curious now.
So I get to rehearsal, and they're like, go over there in the room. The singers are learning the song, and I'm like, well.
And you thought you were there to play
keys. I thought I was going
keys.
to play.
Okay.
I'm like, well, what They was like, no, just go learn the song. I'm like, cool, whatever. So, you know, once again with us, church background, learn on the spot.
That's right.
So with my mom, harmony has always been a thing. It's easy to me. So I'm like, cool, I'll just go see what's happening. Learn the song, go to rehearsal, come out the next day, be on Jay Leno.
Wow. Surprise.
So that's how I got my start. So what's crazy is you know, they filmed the Jay Leno show at that time in the day.
Yes.
So I did the show and drove right back to Fresno.
To get the tattoo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I drove back same day because
that's where I thought he was going.
I knew the show was going to air that night on TV. So I did a private watch party at Cocky's. I didn't tell nobody that I was performing. So they had the screen on, we watching, and they're like, yeah, Jamie Foxx coming on. They're like, oh, okay, cool.
Surprise.
Then we come out, they like, so, you know, at that point, people don't understand, like, okay, well, how are you on TV live and you sitting right here
next to
like,
me, eating some of the best wings in Fresno.
Exactly.
So that was my introduction to the business.
Wow.
And it was like, you talk about like being thrown in the fire. That was it. So we went from that to, that's back when Tyra Banks had a show, 106 and Park had a show, Ellen had a show. So I started doing all these things literally like that, and it was them throwing me into it. So it was that first year and a half, I would say, was like a real learning process. Because I mean, y'all know I didn't sing like that. I was the musician.
But you can sing like that.
I could sing, but I never sang. I always, you know, was on the musician side of it. So for me,
there's the difference.
It's a difference when you sing background because it's an element of the artist needs you. Right. So it's like now you have to find your niche. What is it that the artist needs from me? So for me, it was an energy thing.
Okay.
I was the youngest one on stage.
Okay.
So they looked for me to be like, hey, I need you to come out. I need you to be hype. I need you to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Push
right.
He was
still connect emotionally,
exactly.
but know your parts, know your lyrics, know your, yeah.
And that's a lot of people, I think the secret, especially with background, like if you could connect with the artist to give them what they need, you'll always have a job.
Ooh.
What was that like though? I mean, what was it like to be back there singing background?
At first it was shocking. If I'm like every show I would walk out, our tour we did, it was an arena tour. So every show we anywhere from 15 to 20,000 every night. Wow. So I walk out and I'm like,
quite a few people.
Okay.
About 3 or 4.
And I'm like, seeing it from like coming from playing basketball is different.
Right.
You know, because now you on stage and everybody's like this.
Yes.
It's all you. It ain't no.
Right.
So it was really just, you know, getting the nerves out. Then, like I say, figuring out my place.
Right.
Then really just perfecting it.
Right.
And just, you know, perfecting what I needed to do, perfecting whatever it was for him we needed to give him. And then gravitating to the musical aspect to then figure out, okay, now how can I get in the room when they write? Because now that's the next phase of it. Now I want to be in the room when y'all working. Like, let me get to the work part. So that's when I start sitting in the studio and I just be like I used to do in church, be the fly in the room.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing, just sit there
listening,
watch.
Observing. Yeah. That's a beautiful process.
That's how it happened. Like literally, that's how it happened.
Okay, so back to the stage. Who are maybe 2 or 3 artists that if you were to go to their show today, you know that emotionally you're being pulled in?
Joe Thomas.
Can we pause?
Real talk.
Listen what I'm saying. When I tell y'all,
can we pause?
Undefeated to this very day.
Yes.
He one of my like, especially when you say live. Can't nobody sing better than him.
I've seen him twice.
Can't Joe cold.
Yeah.
Joe is and he sings.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna sing to you. He
100%.
not dancing, he not doing none of that. He gonna come out and he gonna sing.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I love about Joe. Joe is very he sings.
And he sounds today
like
the way he sounded
sure did.
10, 15, 20 years
sure
ago.
Does.
It's kind of incredible that he could still hold it for that long. And
He's amazing.
No, he's cold.
I'm gonna show you a picture
of you and Joe?
of me and Joe.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh,
and 2
right,
of my
come
closest
on.
friends for my birthday this year.
Roxy is not going to DM us after seeing that picture.
I don't know, but anyway. Okay, so Joe Thomas and who else?
Joe is one. Tank.
Okay.
Is definitely another.
The man could just flat out sing.
Yeah.
Just
crazy.
Incredibly talented.
His vocal thought process is what gets me.
But so because he's a musician too, though, so it translates.
Joe is too. You know, Joe.
I never knew Joe.
Joe is a church boy.
Okay.
Joe probably was one of the first church boys that got in the business, and it's still just.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a church. He played keys. He played guitar. Joe is a church boy.
I never knew that.
Joe is a church boy.
Okay, so Joe, Tank, and then drum roll. Who's your third?
I would have to say, especially show wise, it might be Usher.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen his show a few times. I went to when he did the residency, but just watching him outside of it, like I tell people, like if you followed him over the years and then to see where he at now,
Yeah.
And the incredible shape that he's keeping himself in for the show.
Right. I mean, 2.5 hours, 7 or 8 different wardrobe changes, and on skates.
Yeah.
And never missed a beat vocally. Yeah.
That's what hit me during the show, because I just thought the level of professionalism, the level of your craft, to be able to do that and skate.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
That was wild.
2 hours. That's a long show.
Right. And feeding people cherries, but that's a whole other show. That's another show.
That's the R&B side of them kicking in.
That's another show. Okay, so Joe, Tank, Usher.
Absolutely.
Those are 3 live shows that you can watch any day and just be pulled in emotionally. Okay. Before
I had another one, but I ain't gonna say his name. But I used to study this man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I studied this man because of his stage presence.
I'm gonna take you off camera I'm gonna go to myself on this.
Hilarious.
I'm just gonna take a guess because I am like an R&B and a neo soul fan
so then
through and through.
What's one of the coldest R&B cats?
I'm gonna say R. Kelly,
yes,
man, because
Facts.
he was that good.
I knew you were gonna say.
Don't DM me, don't message
and
me.
Please
I'm
don't.
just gonna delete
and please
it.
don't email me.
I'm not. Of course, we don't condone the action, right? But I'm talking about from an
artistry
and musical standpoint.
Yeah, he was just so good.
Yeah.
And like I used to watch him because when I first started, people they kept comparing me to him and I didn't understand why. Like the sound, the way you look, how y'all come out,
the charisma,
so I
energy.
started. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me not be that person. Let me watch it, and see what it is.
Because you can learn from everybody.
So then when I start watching it, like I would watch him and be like, okay, why is he saying that though? You know what I mean? Like I would break down his show. Well, when he said this, he said it for a reason, right? And it's always a setup. So it's like I start learning all of these little things, and it goes back to the stage presence and the artistry of it.
Right.
It's like people don't do that no more. Like they can't. If I turn the music off now, can you talk to 15,000 people?
Right.
A lot of them can't do that. But so it's like it's a lot of things that I've pulled from so many different people. Him being one of them.
Okay.
Because the craft of what he did.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Unmatched.
Yeah,
Well, we have to continue this conversation next week. We because I have more questions about, again, just the role of music in one's emotional and mental health. Are there ways that you spoke to it earlier? Are there ways that we could pull ourselves out of that pit through music? When you think about the root of the word music, it's muse. It means to think. How do we think our way out of junk and think our way out of that pit? So we're gonna come back next week and talk some more with Marques Anthony.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that because there's so much more to cover. We definitely appreciate it. Hang out with us, of course. Stay there and keep us locked in on the reset.
Yeah, and listen. At the end of the day, we just want to know are you okay?